Back, ladies and gentlemen, this is Skaggly Bones with another Diablo 3 video for you. And like I promised last video, we would be taking a look at my level 70 hardcore character for Season 2. Once I reached level 70, got a few legendary items and kind of refined my build a little bit. I'm not fully there, folks. As you can see from my inventory, I do have some yellow pieces and a couple kind of cruddy legendaries here. Mage fists aren't too bad if you are doing a like a fire or a lightning or some sort of build that requires quite a bit of elemental damage. I love them when you're doing a fire starter build, but they are the best should I say gauntlets that I got right now. We're going to be going with that. What I did first get, my first legendary that I got after hitting level 70 was Cam's Rebuttal. Now, I've never really done a build using Cam's Rebuttal. As you can see, we are still using Blessed Hammer. I'll pop up my skills here tree. We're still using Justice. We're still using Blessed Hammer. But instead of using Condemn, which I previously was using, I was using Condemn with Unleashed. We are now using Falling Sword. And we're also using Rapid Descent. Rapid Descent gives you reduced cooldown by 1 second for each enemy hit by Falling Sword. The cooldown cannot be reduced below 10 seconds. Now, if I had a lot of cooldown reduction, I would use something more like Superheated, Part the Clouds, perhaps even Rise Brothers, because we are sitting at some physical damage right there. And I have some lightning damage, or fire damage, excuse me. We are sitting at 15% cooldown reduction, which is a little bit, not a lot there. As far as my amulet, we got a Mars Kaleidoscope that I just picked up. A set of Reaper's Wraps were very easy to get, since all you have to do is beat Malthael, and pattern for this drops Band of Hollow Whispers and a Wailing Host. That's pretty much it. Now, the center of what I'm going to do today is something a little different. So, I did get this drop, Belt of the Trove, which I did in a previous video. We saw in the public test realm this new belt, Belt of the Trove. The legendary affix is every 6 seconds call down bombardment on random nearby enemies. And because we do have a physical, let's see, physical damage increase by 18%, bombardment is physical damage. So what we're going to do, and I've been running through some lower greater rifts and using nothing but my bombardment and my primary skill of Justice to defeat the greater rift. Simply because I've been trying to gain some extra gear, and of course I want to gain all the legendary gems. As you can see, I have no legendary gems right now socketed because I have no slots for them. But I'm trying to gain all the legendary gems, so I've been going through one level at a time in greater rifts to get all those legendary gems. So what I'm going to do is show you how much damage this Belt of the Trove actually does produce by using it primarily as my primary damage dealer. I'm not going to use anything else, and I am going to attempt. I did do level 6 Greater Rift and use nothing but the Belt of the Trove, and I am going to go through Greater Rift 7. I'm going to attempt to do this on video. This is being recorded live. I haven't cut anything in. So we're going to attempt to run through a Greater Rift at level 7 with just using Belt of the Trove. Now, like I said, I don't know how it will work. Hopefully it should work pretty well. I did not run out of... I had plenty of time left when I did it on level 6, and we'll see how it goes right now. Okay. Like I said, Belt of the Trove, it won't work just as you're standing still. If you notice, there is nothing falling down, no bombardment happening. It only happens when you are in sight of enemies. So as you can see there, you will actually see, as you're running around, bam, you start to hit your enemies there. Now, I will probably from time to time use Accurate's Champion, just so I increase the effectiveness of Belt of the Trove. But as you can see, I'm not actually attacking my enemies. Just every 6 seconds, bombardment is happening, killing off the enemies. I'm kind of running out a little bit of time here, as you can see. I don't know how well this will work in level 7, just because I tried it out on 6, and I had about 4 minutes remaining when I did it on level 6. We'll see. This might not work 100%, but you can see, if you have this belt, how much damage it's actually causing. These enemies are about 4 million health apiece. It's knocking them down pretty quickly. I might not be able to beat the Rift boss in time, but we'll see how we go here. You got to remember, you're a little slower going at the beginning of your greater rifts, just because of the fact that you're not really getting those legendary packs, or elite mobs, I should say. You're not getting. You always get more experience as you get those purple globes from your elite packs. So you can say I have not used any other skills other than the one time I used my Accurate's Champion. And of course, that Accurate's Champion, of course that channeling pylon is not going to do anything good for me because I'm not actually be using any of my skills. Looks like I am going to actually get through this. Plenty of time. I said I have yet to use any of my regular skills as far as damage skills. Now my Accurate Champion does have Fire Starter, but that's on attacks. So it's really the only reason I popped Accurate's Champion is because, as you could see with that first elite mob, my health was going down quite a bit and I didn't want to die. Where bombardment works really well is when you have large mobs and non-elite packs. Oops, I didn't mean to pop that. Sorry, folks. I did not mean to do that. I meant to hit Accurate's Champion. Like I said, I'm not going to let myself die within this test, so you won't see a heroic death here. Or I should say a hardcore death. It would be pretty heroic, wouldn't it, if I died? There we go. So technically, with Cam's rebuttal and using Falling Sword, you could probably use that. You could use this as your primary damage dealer, your Bombardment, your Heaven's Fury, and your Condemn. Probably all as damage dealers if you really wanted to. Probably use all cooldown damage dealers and do quite a bit of damage in this build just by rotating around your cooldowns. So I wouldn't use it for greater rifts, but as you can see, with just level 7, which is about Torment 1 at this point in time, maybe a little less, or like it's the equivalent of running a rift in approximately I forget what it is. I'd have to re-look it up what 7 greater rift would be equivalent of. And I accidentally only used Heaven's Fury one time. I could click on that conduit pawn, but I don't want to cheat here. Trying not to cheat. There we go. I'm gonna pop my Acros champion so I don't die. I can actually attack him. But I'm trying not to die here. And I was wasting time in the previous Torment 6. Sorry, not Torment 6. At Greater Rift 6. I was actually wasting time trying to get it down so I'd only go up one level. As you can see here, I might finish. I still got 8 minutes left. I'm probably going to finish at a schedule here. So if you get this belt, it is great for doing lower level. Just running around and wasting time. You can just pretty much run through the lower Greater Rifts if you're looking to get all your legendary gems. And not, like I said, you won't get as much experience, but it works all the same. And your lower levels, you're not going to really worry about dying. You see my life per second is more than my life per second. 16,000. Way more than what damage they can do to me. Yep, Acros champion. I do not want to freeze. But not that it will matter, I'll still continue to do damage, which is nice, but now, I don't know if the bombardment actually does more damage while Acros champion is activated. I'm not sure. I haven't really tested that theory yet. But as you can see here, this is quite effective. And I'm not really using my full build here. I will probably get it with this next fleet mob. And I got poison damage, so I'm actually helping myself by standing in the poison damage. So I'm just going to kind of stand here, let this guy blow himself up. There you go. So we have reached the Rift Guardian in 6 minutes and 7 seconds. Oh. This guy, he casts Arcane, which is a nightmare, but we'll see how fast it does it just with this. Bombardment actually takes him down pretty quick. I don't have to do a whole lot. Okay, you saw how much that took it down, so we're going to pop Acros champion. We're going to see how quickly bombardment does. Yeah, it's a little bit more. It seems bombardment is pretty consistent damage whether you have Acros champion or not activated, or whether you have your other effects. I don't know if it actually stacks. Guess what? I'm going to pop this shield pylon because last thing I want to do is die. I kind of stand here. I don't think that's really an unfair advantage. So there you go, folks. As you can see, we did 2. We were from 7, and we skipped 8, and we went to 9. So that is what we did, folks. All with using Belt of the Trove and a little bit of Acros champion. And I like I said, accidentally cheated one time with Heaven's Fury. But I still think I would have got the time the same. I still would have been able to beat it with just using that bombardment damage from Belt of the Trove. Now, if you look, we'll do a quick comparison here. So let's go to, let's say I was going to use bombardment on its own. Bombardment has a cooldown of 60 seconds. So remember, you're calling an assault from afar, raining 5 spheres of burning pitch and stone onto enemies around you, dealing 2,850 total weapon damage to enemies within 12 yards of the impact zone. So it's doing that every 6 seconds, folks. Every 6 seconds. And as you can see here, let's look at this. Between 6 and 8. So we have the best that you can get, pretty much, other than the highest all resist. I don't have the highest strength. But we have the best legendary affix with the lowest cooldown of 6 seconds. So not bad for a drop. It's just a random drop. I think I got it doing, I don't think I did it. Oh, I forget where I got it. I wasn't running any greater rifts. I was just running through and doing some bounties. But, yep, that's it, folks. Just wanted to show you that. So, like I said, that's an update on the Belt of the Trove belt for the Crusader. Like I said, anybody can actually use it. It's not a Crusader-only belt, folks. Don't think just because it uses a Crusader damage. There is other things. For instance, there's shoulders that do Phantom Knives that anybody can use. The cool thing is you get a lot of those pieces that do added damage when you're attacked or hit or damage all the time, and you can do quite a bit of damage. I've seen some people do builds that are nothing but Thorns damage, and like if you're going to do a Thorns build, I would recommend really highly using this belt as well, so that you can kind of do a lot of passive damage. Well, folks, that's it for me today. If you like that video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Put your comments in the comment section below. Tell me how you like this video. Tell me if you got any other ideas for some videos. And like always, folks, make sure you subscribe. Stay cool, guys. This is Skaggly Bones out.